The US Open Golf starts tonight, and as with any major sporting event, there's opportunities for us to make money using match betting. In this case, it's through extra places on the each way market. Now this is quite an advanced strategy, but I'm going to show you how you can take advantage of it, and also show you the calculator that one of our members has created to help you do just that. Now with each way bets, if you don't already understand them, we've got a thread in the forum that you should probably read, but I'll give you a quick explanation right now. So if you place an each way bet, it means that half of your stake goes on the player to win and the other half goes on that player to place. Now normally in an event like this, when they say to place, they would be talking about finishing the top 5. But as you can see here with Bet365, they are giving you, they're going to pay out as a winner if your player places in the top 8. So that's the extra places. With Sportsbet and Unibet, they're both paying if your player finishes in the top 7. So how we would want to take advantage of this is we want to back a player. We want to find a player first with close odds between the bookie and Betfair. We want to back them in the win market, or we're going to back them each way, so we're betting on the win market and also the place market. We then want to go to Betfair and we want to lay them in the win market, but also lay them in a place market. And there's two things that can potentially happen there. One is that we might be able to create an arbitrage situation, and the other is that we create what's called a middle. So with the middle, we would be laying the player to finish in the top 5 at Betfair, but then if they finish 6th, 7th or 8th, we would win the lay bet at Betfair, but also win the back bet at Bet365 or Sportsbet or Unibet. So I'm going to show you an example of exactly how that would work. So this is the calculator that MT985 has done for us, and I've got the odds in here for Dustin Johnson, who's the favourite at the moment. So you can see that the bookmaker odds that we saw a moment ago at Bet365 are 9.00. If I come over to Betfair, you can see that his lay odds are 10.5. And then if I come to this is the top 5 finish market. So this is one of the place markets that we can use. So he's 3.1 to finish in the top 5. So actually that's decreased since earlier, so I can put that in at 3.1. And basically the spreadsheet here has calculated what the place odds that we're getting from Bet365 are. So Bet365 are giving us 1/5 of the win odds as the place odds. So 1/5 of 9.00 comes to 2.60. And then the calculator here is working out how much we should lay in the place market, sorry, the win market, and then in the place market. So if we were to lay these amounts after backing $50 each way, we would have 4 potential outcomes. So one of them would be that Dustin Johnson wins, in which case we would make a loss of $18.60. The next one is that we get the standard place. So this basically means that he finishes in the top 5, and again we would lose just over $18. If he doesn't place at all, so that means that he falls outside the top 8, then we would also lose that $18.60. But if he was to finish 5th, 6th, sorry, not 5th, if he was to finish 6th, 7th or 8th, we would win $111.40. So, you know, that's not fantastic, but that's based on the odds for Dustin Johnson. If we have a little bit of a look around, we should be able to find some better opportunities than that. The other thing that we can do is we can lay in the top 7 market. So if we were to lay Johnson in the top 7, we can see here that we get that at 2.84. So I'm going to change this to 2.84, and it reduces that qualifying loss. It also increases the extra place payout, but now you're only going to get the extra place if he finishes in 8th position. So we've got only one opportunity for the large payout rather than 3. Betfair does have some other markets here, top 10, top 20, but they don't really help us out. So we're going to stick with the top 5 and the top 7. Now, in terms of trying to find better opportunities than Dustin Johnson, what we want to do is have a look around on Betfair and try and find players that have got a closer match between Betfair and the bookie. And fortunately for us, Betfair list these players in the order of favouritism. So obviously Dustin Johnson's at the top, and if we go right down to the bottom, you get these guys that are out at 1,000. So what I like to do with this is have a quick scan through the list and see if there's anything out of place. So if there's any players that where the numbers are going up and then suddenly they go down again. So at the moment I'm not seeing anything right now, but that's because we're in the win market. If we actually go to the top 5 market, it's more interesting. So you can see here we've got kind of 3 and 4, and then it creeps up 5, 6, 7, 8. We get up to 8, up to 9, and then it drops down to 7.6. So this one interests me, John Ram. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a quick look at Bet365. So he's 31 here. I'm also going to check out the other two, Sportsbet and Unibet. So also 31, and at Unibet he's 29. So given the choice here, I want to go with Bet365 because they've got the higher odds and they're paying 8 places as opposed to 7 at Sportsbet. So I'll just have a quick look in the win market, and John Ram is trading at 42. So let's start with that. So we're going to put in 31 here and then 42. And then we want to look at the place market. So we saw him there at 7.6 for top 5. And you can see here that we would be risking 20 to win 329 with the $50 each way stake. And I should point out that when it says that your stake is $50 each way, that means that you're betting 50 on the win and 50 on the place. So your total stake here would be $100. And the other thing to point out is that your liability with these bets is going to be quite large. Obviously we're dealing with high odds here, so total liability on this would be $1,800. So if you don't have that available in Betfair, you're obviously going to have to stick with lower stakes or lower odds, or just pass on this altogether. It's really only for more advanced members who should have a decent chunk of money available. And also remember that this money is going to be tied up until Monday. So yeah, if you're going to need it at the weekend, maybe don't go for this. Only use what you can afford to have tied up until Monday. So again, this isn't particularly exciting me. I think with all of these players, odds will improve as it gets closer to the start of the event. And it's worth keeping an eye after the event starts as well to see what Bet365 are offering in terms of if they still have the 1/5 odds to 8 places once play starts. So I'm going to just have another little look around here. So we had Ram at 7.6, then it jumps up to 12 and 14, and then we've got Matt Kuchar at 9.2. So this one definitely interests me here. And again, I'm just going to have a quick look at the bookies. So we'll get 41, 41 again, and he's 41 at Unibet as well, and then he's 55 at Betfair. So 41, 55, and then he was 9.2 for the top 5 finish. So in this case, our qualifying loss has gone down because we were 20 on Ram, but the potential payout has gone up to 432. So this is getting more interesting now. So basically, if Kuchar finished 6th, 7th, or 8th, we would make $432, and we would be risking almost 18 in order to have a chance at hitting that. We can also have a look at the top 7 market and see where he is there. So 7.6. and we can change this one. So 7.6, and then we're down to under $10 loss. We've got $440 potential profit, but again, we would only get that if he finished 8th place exactly. Any other finish, and we're going to be down that $8 there. So that's basically how you do it. As I said, as we get closer to the start of the event, we should see some movement in these odds. So at this time of day, when we're still a bit away from the start, these odds are pretty stagnant, which means that the bookies have priced in their margins, and there's not going to be huge opportunities. But the closer we get to tee-off time, the more the odds are going to move around, and the more opportunities that will pop up when there's different pricing between the bookies and Betfair. So yeah, keep an eye on it. Like I said, also keep an eye on it once the once the golf has started later on. It is possible. I'm not sure what Bet365 and the other bookies will go to once things go in play. Make sure that if you are betting once the match or the tournament has started, that they're still paying 1/5 odds. So this calculator is set up based on 1/5 odds. You can see the divided by 5 there. It's possible that they might go to a different fraction for the payout, in which case you would have to adjust this calculator, particularly this formula, to reflect the change at the bookmaker. And yeah, if you do want to edit this calculator, if you want to use it at all, you will have to go up to File here, and then you can make a copy, and that will give you your own editable version to play around with. And yeah, hopefully a couple of us will hit some middles and we'll see some of these big payouts. So thanks again to MT for setting up the calculator. If you guys have got any questions, you can post them in the forum, and yeah, hopefully we'll see some big wins over the next couple of days. Cheers guys.